What's up guys, this is Dmitry with Canucks at CES 2017, and as we went through Gigabyte's booth, we came across something very interesting. This is the Gaming GT. It's about the size of a PlayStation 3 and carries the shape that's very similar as well to it, but housed within its small frame is some serious gaming class hardware that can even be upgraded. Let's take a closer look after a message from our sponsors. Big thanks to Nvidia, Gigabyte, Fantex and NCIX for our CES coverage. So let's start with Gigabyte's GT exterior, since it's quite distinctive. You have a roughly oval shape that minimizes the footprint of the oval chassis and a section of RGB LEDs on the top, which are controlled through Gigabyte's ambient LED program. Above the chassis is a pair of louvers, which will open upwards to allow more airflow into the case when at load and temperatures are increasing during gaming sessions. Meanwhile, all the cables are routed through the base, so they remain mostly hidden from the view. Connectivity was a key concern for Gigabyte, since anyone who buys a pre-built system needs this to be future-proof, and taking that into account, the Gaming GT has 5 USB 3 ports, a Gen 2 USB 3.1 Type A, and a combination of Thunderbolt 3 USB 3.1 Type C ports. And Gigabyte's intent for the Gaming GT is to sell it as a complete system, and it certainly has specifications to back that up. In this prototype, we have a Core i7-6700K, which will be later upgraded to Kaby Lake processor, a GTX 1080 G1 gaming graphics, and 32 GB of DDR4 memory, a 240 GB SSD, and a 1TB 2.5-inch hard drive. And this is all powered by a 400-watt Flex ATX power supply. So the pricing for the Gaming GT hasn't been announced, but I'm curious to know what you guys think of these pre-built systems. Do you like this approach that Gigabyte went with in terms of the shape and the color design with these, green perforations? Let us know in the comments down below, and we'll get you more information as we get closer to launch. Another thing Gigabyte was showing off was this prototype Aorus branded gaming notebook called the X9. While it may have been just a prototype, it will be coming into the market in just the next few months. So not only does it have a completely new design with sharper lines and RGB accents, but there's also a full mechanical keyboard here built in with brown switches. It's very nice to see low profile keys, which are, with very popular brown switches, although I didn't really feel like cherry switches, so perhaps they're using something on the Kale side. And even on this early prototype, the soft touch material felt really good, the build quality was very nice, and while they have expanded the body size thickness, it's still fairly thin for the hardware packs. But the I/O is still quite minimal, but we do see dual USB Type-C connectors, which most likely will be USB 3.1 Gen 2. And like the Gaming GT we just looked at, the real star of the show are the specifications. There will be a 4K option, which is awesome for a 17-inch panel, an overclocked Intel Kaby Lake processor, and most importantly, compatibility with dual card setup for an upcoming graphics cards from Nvidia. So SLI in such notebook is so cool. Gigabyte is actually waiting for that unnamed GPU to launch before releasing this beastly notebook. Of course, we will expect a bunch of fast SSD options in here as well, and to cool everything, we're told the fan system has been upgraded. And so in the past, we have come down pretty hard on gaming notebooks for their high price and lack of upgradability when compared to desktops. However, as laptop hardware continues to approach what's available on DIY systems, it isn't hard to see why these portable powerhouses are becoming more and more popular.